The cave update has some secrets hidden beyond the surface. On October 3rd, 2020, Minecraft Live happened again, and at the very start of the live stream, they announced what the next major update coming was, and it was revealed that that was the Caves and Cliff update. What this brings us is a ton of features, possibly more than the Nether update, but that update also did have a ton of features. The first thing was cave biomes. The one that we saw was lush caves. It has new vegetation and flowers, an azalea tree marks the location of the lush caves, it has spore blossom with new particle effects, there's edible glowberries on vines, then there's drip leaf, which grows from the water and tilts down like blocks in Mario. Part of the vegetation in the lush caves, you can see it's this carpet looking thing, and I think that that's moss as well. Then there's improved cave generation, with local water levels, larger caves, and you can actually raft down the caves now, down waterfalls.
So we actually added something we call local water levels. So in one cave might find like a cave lake, and another cave might not have that one. And this also means that we get naturally generated waterfalls, which is so pretty. And it also kind of gives like new ways to traverse the underground.
And those new shapes and sizes of the cave are independent to the biome, meaning that there's more variation, and you could see some huge lush cave or a small lush cave. Then we got dripstone caves. These caves are full of stalagmites and stalactites that fall and do damage.
And of course there's some mechanics surrounding this, so you can see that someone destroyed the block up the top, and so the dripstone fell down. And also, unfortunately for this zombie here, if you fall on these dripstones, you will get hurt.
Putting a cauldron under stalactites fills that with water. There's a new biome at the deepest depths, and this has Skulk blocks and Skulk sensor, which it's redstone capable. It works by vibrations, and this is essentially wireless redstone, which is very cool. Although it's probably going to be used for traps mostly, so you have to watch out for that past this update. There's also this new scary mob living in the deep dark. It's blind, works by vibrations, so you can throw snowballs, it'll go towards it, or eggs or whatever. This is called the Warden. It's very fast, strong and dangerous, looks like Evil Shrek on steroids. Straight up kill the player in netherite in just a couple hits. And if you look closely in this clip, it also looks like we get candles. There's more cave features yet, but I want to be covering the cliff side of the update first. There are mountain goats, which are these things that can jump. They can also knock you off mountains, which is pretty cool. There's these amazing looking mountains. You can see how low the clouds are. I'm not sure if they're raising the build limit or what, but that looks pretty cool. Then we have, of course, the snowier snow and powder snow that makes you fall through it.
And speaking of snow, yes, it will be snowier. We will also have a new block called powder snow, which will be a kind of trap block. It looks similar to snow, but if you or a mob walk on it, you will fall right through.
After that at Minecon, we learned that there's going to be pistons and sticky pistons coming for Minecraft Earth, if you like that game. For Minecraft Dungeons, there will be new DLC called Howling Peaks. This adds mountains with goats, and there's crossplay between 4 different platforms as well, which is awesome.
We get to show you here for the first time crossplay, which we're very excited about. So people can play together from everywhere.
The Howling Peaks adds in wind mechanics, a mountain lift, the Ravager, wind callers, which are wind wizards. There's a new game mode, Apocalypse Plus.
Apocalypse Plus introduces a whole 20 new threat levels to play the game at, with increasingly better gear and increasingly more powerful mobs.
And there's a sneak peek into some of the new stuff as well. Another thing announced was the Minecraft education competition.
Today, we're kicking off the first ever Minecraft Education Global Build Championship and asking students around the world to design and build healthy spaces for humans and animals to coexist together. What will you build?
Jeb has a game design book.
This is only for Mojang Studios employees. It contains a lot of secrets. But it was helpful when the team grew to kind of explain my thoughts and ideas about Minecraft.
And he was discussing a couple different things about the game as well.
It's always one block at a time. You place one block, you remove one block, you pull one lever, and you trigger one TNT, and of course that causes a big explosion. But at the core, the interaction is always one block at a time.
He said that we aren't going to be getting bad weather in Minecraft like tornadoes as a vanilla feature, because he wants it to be that when something bad happens, the players should be a cause.
Bad things happen, but they're technically the player's fault.
Okay, they're the player's fault.
Yes, in the sense that it was either caused by a player, like a griefer or summoning in the wither, or a player was nearby, such as when a creeper explodes.
So for example with the raids, you killed the pillager, so that's the cause. Then of course they showed off Steven Smash.
発売までもう少しだけお時間いただきます。
Jeb also had a very nice quote about Minecraft.
You have a sort of famous saying within the office, which is the world would be a better place if everyone played Minecraft. And why do you think that?
Yeah, I suppose the quote has kind of gotten a life of its own.
It definitely has.
But yes, I think Minecraft unleashes people's creativity and helps them collaborate, but also teaches them things like geometry, languages, and maths. So yes, I do think that the world would be a better place if everyone played Minecraft.
The next thing that was shown off were Bedrock Edition modding capabilities.
Yeah, so for the last couple of years, we've been doing a lot of work with the entities in the game. So this time, we've doubled down and gotten it so that we focused on items and blocks.
Like this person who made tomatoes turn into a tomato monster.
But tomatoes will actually rot on the vine as well, and if they rot for too long, you get a little rotten tomato monster that can spawn from it. So I'm gonna fight him off here.
Somebody else made this neat parkour map and a bunch of other things. So what they're doing is trying to improve the modding systems for Bedrock. Then, the Glow Squid won the mob vote. Our choices were between the Moobloom, Glow Squid, and the Iceologer. The Iceologer would have been good, but I feel like it would have been too much of a challenge on the mountains when we already have goats possibly trying to kick us off. And the Glow Squid, while it doesn't do anything so far, I think it's going to look cool and add an extra layer of ambience to the oceans. Now it's time for the rest of the cave update features. These are pretty crazy, so hang on. Firstly, there's Amethyst geodes now. They grow from an unobtainable block, which means we get the crystals from the block, but we cannot mine the blocks themselves. And those crystal shards so far are just used to create a telescope, which means I do not have to rely on Optifine zoom all the time, and it's going to be perfect decoration for pirate ships and other awesome things. Here's something we were sort of expecting, and that is copper. This time they're actually going to be having ore veins, so they're changing the way that ore generation works, at least for copper.
So imagine that you are out mining and you see copper ore. So you're like, okay, I'm gonna mine the copper. And then you see some stone. It's like, they look a bit different. So you continue to mine and then you find another copper ore. And you probably go like, okay, I think I found a copper vein. So we're actually adding ore veins to Minecraft.
And this actually oxidizes and turns green. I'm not sure about the ore, but the blocks themselves do. What this means is that over time, you can see that your build is going to turn blue-green instead of being the orange-copper color. Copper is actually used to craft something called a lightning rod. This helps to protect your wooden and wool roofs from any kind of lightning. might be able to use this to make a charged creeper farm or something, but I'm not sure yet. Then, we got bundles. You can put many different kinds of items into one inventory slot. This is the poor man's shulker box. You can use this for gifts or shops, but there's maximum 64 items in one. This is perfect for inventory management when you have 2 of one item and 6 of another, and then you have 8 feathers and 12 rotten flesh. You can put that all into one slot. There was also archaeology sites and a brush.
And you can make this new tool called the brush that is going to help you uncover the mysteries of all these dig sites.
If you brush down blocks, you may find something shiny. You can also get ceramic shards and clay pots this way.
But if you're careful enough, if you take your time and you're deliberate, you can get some of those hidden artifacts.
Yeah. It's also so fun to be very creative with these new pots, because you can put the shards in any way you want.
Exactly, and when you're pleased with your creation, you can fire them up and you have your own painted clay pot.
It's just more decoration, and it adds another layer of depth if you want to build some kind of ancient temples. Second last, to contrast with the scary Warden, we have the Axolotl.
So this update is actually a lot about contrast, which is great because it creates like a dramatic player experience, which is so good.
These things are super cute, and I'm really excited for just the way that they work. You can put them into a bucket like those buckets of fish. They are found in the lush caves, and they are good for fighting guardians.
Well, they'll attack cute fish as well, but they'll help you fight the drowns and the guardians, and they're actually quite useful when fighting guardians because they have this special ability that whenever they take damage, they sort of play dead, and when they're playing dead, no mob will actually attack them. So they have this time to regen back, help, and then jump back into the fight together with you. And if you learn how to cooperate with them really well, they might even heal you during the battle.
So I'm going to be using this to help clear out my ocean monument over here. When's this update coming out? They're hoping to have it out by summer 2021. Thank you everyone so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please do give me a like and a sub because that really helps me out. And we'll see you all in my next video. Goodbye!